I knew something was wrong the second she stepped into the courtroom. Too polished, too confident, too untouchable. As if the past 6 years of my life, my money, my time, my trust, were nothing more than a minor detour she'd finally left behind. She didn't even glance at me when she sat down. Not once. Not even the basic respect owed to the man who paid her tuition, her rent, her endless, networking, trips that always seemed to end on beaches instead of in conference rooms. I kept my hands folded, perfectly calm, because she had no clue about the sealed black folder on my lap, the one the judge would open in 30 minutes, the one that would bury her. I met Claire when she had nothing except raw ambition and a half-finished degree she couldn't afford. She was brilliant, dangerously so. Sharp cheekbones, sharper tongue, dreams far too big for her checking account. I was already established, comfortable, and I admired her fire. She admired my stability. It felt like the perfect balance. She cried the day I offered to cover the rest of her tuition. Cried again when I co-signed her apartment lease. And when I paid for those executive immersion programs, she cupped my face and whispered, "I'll never forget what you've done for me." Funny how fast people forget once they start eating with those who never had to go hungry. The betrayal didn't come with shouting. It arrived as a whisper, a screenshot from a friend at the consulting firm Claire was dying to join. A message she'd sent another man, one she'd apparently been networking with longer than I knew. The words still burn, "He's a decent stepping stone. But once I get the offer, I'm gone. I want someone on my level." I stared at that message for a long time. Not angry, just awake. People think heartbreak is loud. Mine was silent, like a light switch flipping off. That night she came home whining about stress, about feeling trapped. I made her tea, listened, told her to rest, because I already knew the end was coming, and I planned to meet it ready. The planning started the next morning. I wasn't impulsive. I wasn't emotional. I was methodical. First, the money. I pulled every receipt, every transfer, every loan I'd taken out just for her. All documented, all recoverable under the marital reimbursement laws she never bothered to read. Second, the trips. Hotel invoices don't lie, 2 breakfast charges, 2 spa passes, a second name quietly added to the bill. Third, the phones. Our shared plan gave me access to call and text logs she never imagined I'd check. Fourth, the company. She said her new mentor wanted her focused. Turns out he wanted her single, without the baggage of a husband holding her back. So the moment she got the offer, she dropped me over breakfast like she was changing coffee orders. "You're too small for me now," she said. "I want the divorce finalized before I start the new job." Small. After everything I'd built for her. I nodded, told her thank you for the honesty, even wished her luck. Inside, the folders were already taking shape. During the entire divorce, she strutted around smug, certain she'd walk away spotless, certain the judge would see the polished, self-made woman she pretended to be. She didn't know about the documents, bank statements proving I paid for everything, student loan records listing me as sole guarantor, itemized travel receipts showing her companion, email printouts calling me a stepping stone, a placeholder, an investment I no longer need. She also didn't know I'd anonymously forwarded the worst of it to her dream firm's HR department, the one with the ironclad morals clause. The offer was revoked 24 hours before the hearing. She showed up that morning pretending the loss didn't faze her, but the tremor in her voice when she leaned toward her lawyer gave her away. Still, she thought she'd win, because she still believed I was the same blind, devoted, small man she'd used. When the judge asked if I had anything to submit, I stood, calm as ever, and handed over the sealed black folder. The top page was all he needed. He read it slowly. His eyebrows rose. His mouth twitched. Then he laughed, an honest, uncontrollable laugh that bounced off the courtroom walls. Claire went white. For the first time, she really looked at me. The judge cleared his throat. Mrs. Dalton, I assume you're now aware of the substantial financial obligations you owe your husband. Her voice cracked. What obligations? He slid the page across. Her hands shook as she read, the 6-year audit of my support, the demand for full reimbursement plus penalties, proof of infidelity on multiple trips, the firm's revocation letter citing ethical violations, and, my personal favorite, her own text about me being too small. Her lawyer sank lower in his chair. She looked like someone had scooped her hollow. In 30 seconds, the empire she built on my back collapsed. The judge granted everything I asked for, full reimbursement, my legal fees covered, assets divided heavily in my favor. Claire tried to speak, the words came out shattered. You ruined my life, she whispered. No, I answered quietly. You ruined mine first. I just collected with interest. She left the courtroom trembling. I watched her go. No joy in her pain, just closure. A door finally closing. People ask if I regret helping her. I don't. I regret not seeing her sooner. Regret confusing ambition with love, manipulation with gratitude. But the revenge? It wasn't rage. It was justice. It was holding up a mirror and letting her choke on her own reflection. I walked out of that courthouse feeling something I hadn't felt in years, weightless. Because in the end, I wasn't small. I was the storm she never saw coming.